Welcome, losers.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you viewing for the first time, I'd like to welcome you as well. This is a new channel, very new YouTube channel, and we're exploring different topics, politics definitely being one of the newer topics that I'm diving into, especially since the assassination of Charlie Kirk. A lot of people have been moved by that terrible, terrible tragedy, me included. Now, if you looked at the thumbnail, which I'm sure you did, that's why you clicked, you're probably thinking one of a few things. What does this guy mean? What is he getting ready to say? You're either infuriated or, you feel some type of way. Thumbnails are supposed to invoke emotion. Now, this title for this thumbnail, for this video, has been bouncing around in my head for the last few weeks, and it is inspired by the segment from Nick Fuentes, Dear Black People. I'm sure that you've seen it or heard of it by now, addressing the Black community and the problems therein. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't disagree with a lot of the takes that Nick Fuentes had. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure that I disagreed with any of them. I think a lot of people's problem when you talk about race is that it doesn't come off as nice. Guys, I've got news for you. Sometimes the truth it isn't nice. It hurts. Doesn't mean it's not the truth. I'd like to present this video to the public today, dear white people. And what I'm going to be going over and talking about today is the idea that white America is losing ground and losing their country and losing their youth. And I'll explain and expound upon all of that. Now, I know since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, even before then, there has been a wave of patriotism and a wave of young conservatives that are now taking the field. They've strapped their helmet on, put their chin strap on, and they're like, put me in, coach, I'm ready. And that is awesome. I'd like to preface also by saying I'm conservative. I lean more conservative, and I agree with those policies, closed borders, the family unit. In my lifetime, guys, I'm old enough to remember President Obama legalizing gay marriage. And I have nothing against gay people. I have gay friends. I've got one trans friend, actually, very, very good friend of mine. Not just an associate. This is my friend. I have nothing against these groups of people, and I'm sure that most of you don't as well. My problem comes in when narratives are being spun by the media that conservatives hate them. We want to take away their rights. We want them eradicated. It's just simply not true. The problem comes when you're enforcing and introducing these ideologies to young children. I say enforcing via the drag shows, via some of the literature that these children have access to. And one could argue, well, they have access to the internet. If you're a good parent, it doesn't even matter if they have the internet. There will be buffers and walls put in place where they cannot have access to those things. Guys, I mentioned that in my lifetime, gay marriage got legalized. We're at a point now where these trans ideologies have been introduced to us, where this mass immigration ideology has been introduced to us, and we're just expected to accept it from the left and from the progressives. I'll also say this. I do like Democrats. The progressives kind of get on my nerves, though. The progressives, the ones that are way out there, the ones that are taking off their clothes, laying in the middle of the road for protest. Yeah, I don't think like you guys. And it's okay to not think like someone, but there's a difference, okay? So one of the key things I want to bring up is obviously this Trump derangement syndrome, which has fueled organizations like your Antifas, these mass immigration problems that we have had that Trump is now trying to correct via ICE protecting these borders has also fueled these organizations and these online social activists. I believe that we are in a time where more people care about politics than ever. Here's the problem. Conservatives see a very alternate lifestyle from the left that we don't agree with, and we see it getting corrected with President Trump But what the left is seeing, what they perceive that they are seeing, is absolute hate from the right. How is it that people can think so differently? For me, 99% of my beliefs come from what I was taught when being in church, when reading the Bible. I don't believe we should kill. I don't believe we should steal. I believe in the family unit, that a mother and father should raise a child together. I don't believe in the government taking full care of lazy people. That's just how I was taught, though. I don't believe in people skipping people waiting in line to come into this country and them just breaking in illegally and them being able to stay, even though they've been here for a while. I believe that if you break the law, you're a criminal and you have to pay however the judge deems necessary, whatever that may be. I don't make the rules, and I dang sure don't enforce them. But that's just a preface to kind of give you guys some of my beliefs, and I'm sure that some of you guys believe the same way. How is it that good is now perceived to be evil and evil perceived to be good? That's the number one question. So guys, I have a few videos that I want to get into. I hope that you hang around. I hope that you listen, and I'd love to hear your feedback down in the comments below. Before we get into the videos, I'll preface with two of the major reasons why I think white America may be lost, or on its way at least, right? There is hope. When I was younger, it seemed like everyone was just more logical, right? We didn't have all these crazy political ideologies and all this crazy, sex and gender ideologies, but now we do. And now a large portion of the young crowd are leaning in that direction. A large portion of the young crowd are more progressive minded. And I don't know if that's a rare thing, right? Like, I remember when I was younger, I was a lot more like liberal. I wanted to be in the in crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do my research and my homework. I didn't understand my heart. My heart was like a leaf in the wind. If the wind blowed this way, there I went. If it went that way, I went over there. Like, I didn't have any firm soil to plant my feet in the same way that I do now. But as I mentioned earlier, it seems like more of the population, definitely including the younger population, is more interested and participating in politics than ever before. So I believe we've got to be careful here. The first video I want to show you guys is from Portland, Oregon. I want to show you guys this protest, and I'm going to bring them up to stage right now. So this is going to be a protest here. I want my circle. There's my circle, where people get on their bikes or off of their bikes, lay in the street naked for an amount of time. Let's check.
I don't really think anyone has any business invading our city with military. And I don't like people being scooped up. I've got friends and family that live here, and it's a safe town. They're not needed, and we like it.
I'm here. I've never done the naked bike ride, but I'm here because I feel like if I'm ever going to do it, this would be the reason to do it. And because I think it is a cheerful, joyful way of protest. This is a very small sacrifice compared to like immigrants are dealing with right now.
There we go. There we go.
I don't really think anyone has any business invading our city.
Okay. Obviously, I'm not going to show any nudity on this channel, but you guys can go and look on X. You can go look on YouTube, and you can find some of these videos. Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of fairies hanging out together. There's no violence taking place, but can't you see how it may be a little weird to get absolutely buck naked in public. And I watched some of these videos. The majority of people that were naked, from what I saw, were men, older men. It's creepy. It's absolutely creepy. And what are they protesting? They don't believe that people should be scooped up and taken away. Families being broken up. I don't disagree. But guys, hear me out. This is the problem. We've allowed the floodgates to have been open for so long that it's either we press a hard reset and we secure these borders, we get people out of here that aren't legal, and we do it the quick way, like what we're doing right now, or we come up with these systems and these things that take time, and we put more Americans in danger from any of them that might be dangerous criminals. I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't believe that the majority of immigrants are dangerous criminals. They are criminals because they came in here illegally. By default, that makes you a criminal. I don't believe that they're irredeemable and that they can't do their legal due process to fix it. But we got to call a spade, guys. Like, it just can't happen at the scale it's been happening at. So the next thing I want to talk about is Antifa. And we're going to pull up some videos from where? I'll give you two guesses. The first one doesn't count. Portland. Put hands on it.
What's up, brother? No crossing the blue line, brother.
Okay, so if you guys see the red handprints on the sidewalk, what some of these protesters did was they painted their hands red, basically to symbolize that ICE needs to stop shedding blood of illegal immigrants, essentially. Guys, you know, I will say it doesn't seem like they're burning buildings down or doing any of that. But it's what they're fighting for that is extremely concerning to me. I do believe that humans should be treated with decency. And I understand the mindset of leftists, like, you know, you're grabbing people from the streets and you're deporting them. And like, but what you have to understand is, like, there's got to be a right and wrong, and there's got to be a process. First off, we've all got to agree on what should the penalty be if you are a found illegal immigrant in another country. What should be my consequence if I go to Brazil or go to China or anywhere and I stay for a couple years and then I am found out to be an illegal immigrant? I should probably be sent back to my country. And the best thing we can hope for is that I'm treated well, right? And that it's a quick process. I'm not sitting in some tank for years, that they get me back within a year or so, I think would be an appropriate window, hopefully a lot sooner than that. And from what I understand, I believe that's what we are doing. President Trump has poured a ton of money into ICE and into the resources and facilities to get these people back home. I mean, if you go on Twitter right now, ICE is hiring. Like, they need more people. So the second part of this Antifa in Portland video I want to show you are the Patriots showing up. So all hope isn't lost yet. So it looks like we got some conservatives showing up to help support ICE. She's blurred out. She's completely naked, yelling at the top of her lungs. We got a black man with a MAGA hat on. Let's go. I love seeing it. Another black man out there. So proud of you. There we go. I mean, I think this picture says it all. That the American flag represents the conservatives, and pretty much now the Antifa flag is what represents the left. And that's just kind of where we're at, guys. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane, but this is the world that we're living in, where these people will dye their hair blue and dye their hair purple, get some facial rings, and believe that God is evil and that they know best, and that everybody should just do what they want to do, and everybody should just go where they want to go. And I don't believe that that's a thing people shouldn't do. We should all live the lives that we want to. But there has to be law and order. There has to be a way to do certain things. And that's all the conservatives are calling for, that people come into this country legally. I mean, these people are so psyched out. I made a comment on Instagram the other day that it's time for the National Guard to come to New Orleans. And a lady responded to my comment saying, well, you look like you're Mexican. Okay, I keep my passport, driver's license, and social security number on me everywhere I go. Like, that's how brainwashed these people are. They think that they will deport black and brown people and send us where? You cannot deport somebody to a country they've never lived in or never been a citizen of. It's absolutely insane. Dear white people, you need to wake up. Wake up. One of the last points that I'll make here, I mentioned earlier that it all starts in the home. It all starts in the home. We're taught right from wrong. We're taught a lot of our values, morals, and beliefs in the house. As this nation grows increasingly evil, as we get further and further away from the teachings of God and of Christianity and any religion for that matter, most religions are peaceful, right? We could argue about Islam, but that's a different story for a different day. I've got a lot of friends that are Islamic, great people. But the further we get away from these teachings and we depend on our own knowledge and what feels good to us all as individuals, the further we're going to get away from the truth, right? The further we're going to get away from the truth. And right now, the lies of the enemy, the lies of Satan himself are swirling around the brains of the youth and adults alike. I mean, it blows my mind seeing older people at these Antifa gatherings and protests. I would expect this to be someone without a fully developed frontal lobe. But no, the maturity level is pretty similar when we talk about these progressives. On the bottom of the thumbnail, you'll see that I placed some prominent school and church shooters from 2024 and 2025. These people are what I like to label domestic terrorists. Guys, another part of this segment on Dear Black People, Nick Fuentes talked about a lot of the bad stuff going on in Black communities, a lot of the real stuff. The real things that we all know, some of us don't want to admit. Some people like to use the proximity argument. Well, of course, Blacks are going to kill Blacks because they live by each other. Whites do this. No, I watched a guy the other day on Threads get shot and killed over a dice game. These sort of activities just aren't happening in white neighborhoods. Have they ever happened before? Sure, I'm sure they have. We don't see the same type of things, though. White people have their own dirt. Black people have their stuff. And it's important that each group identify, understand, and take accountability for what their group is bringing to the table, both good and bad. And guys, I've got to say, the Black people are right. What are they right about? Why is it that every time we see a mass shooter, a school shooter, these people engraving "Die Fascist" on bullets, it's always a white person? And you know what? Like, it's terrible for a black man to go out and kill another black man, a black man to do a drive-by, a black man to sell drugs. I agree. All of that is terrible. But it is absolutely level 10 out of 10 wicked what some of our white people are doing. And it's always white people. Now, I don't think black people are inherently thugs. I don't think white people are inherently school shooters. I think that this liberal mindset, I think the liberal white person is the most dangerous person to our country, to the great United States of America. And we've got to get it fixed. It all starts in the home. Good has become evil, evil has become good, and we've got to get it figured out. We got to get it figured out. Donald Trump is in office. There's been a rise and a wave of patriotism amongst the young people after Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I love that. It's affected me the same way, right? Like I've got this vigor that I've never had to talk about my beliefs and to try to get answers and open up my platform for other people to discuss these things with me. But we've got to get back to it, white people. We've got to get back to the basics, or else we are going to lose our country. And that's not a racist statement. It's not a racist statement. I would say the same thing to blacks. We've got to get back to the basic, blacks. I'm mixed, by the way. I've tried to make this video twice. My cat bothered me both times. So I did say that in one of the videos. I don't know if I said it here. I'm mixed. I identify as white, but I sympathize and can identify with both struggles. But over everything, I believe in accountability, and I believe that a conservative way of living is ultimately the thing that's going to save this nation. And that's not to say that people can not do what they want to do and live how they want to live, be gay if they want to be gay. I'm not saying that. Guys, this is what makes America so great, that we have people that are different. But this hive mindset in the progressive community is deeply disturbing, especially amongst white people. So I wanted to bring this conversation to the table. We love to point and talk about black people, but we have got to fix the things within our own ethnic group as well. I should take accountability for that. You should take accountability for that. And if we do, I think we've got a lot of good days in front of us. But guys, let me know what you thought about this one down in the comments. We've been going for almost 25 minutes now. Leave a like, subscribe if you don't mind. This is a new channel, and I hope to see you all very soon.